This episode of Total Rama Reviews contains clips from Total DramaRama. I do not own Total DramaRama. All rights go to FreshTV. Remember to be civil and do not be me in the comments. Seriously, it can get really messed up. Carpe diem, my name is Ultranatic, and this is Total Rama Reviews. This is where I, as a super fan of Total Drama Island, look over its pint-sized spin-off to see how it measures up. And the episode we're looking over today is called A Cluckwork Orange. No, I'm sorry. That can't possibly be its title. This has to be what? The third episode I've reviewed with a title referencing a source material completely unrelated to the plot? I mean, Duck Duck Juice will give a pass to, but Valhalla had nothing to do with Norse mythology, Aquarium for a Dream had nothing to do with drugs, and now A Cluckwork Orange. Obviously referencing the popular Anthony Burgess novel and Stanley Kubrick film. Never read the book, only seen snippets of the movie, and I'm just gonna take a wild guess here and say, yeah, it has nothing to do with either of those things. Honestly, what is a Cluckwork Orange about? In the broadest terms, a chicken with anger issues. Okay, unless that's Alex DeLarge reincarnated, that isn't really what A Clockwork Orange was about. It's about a violent but sophisticated teenager being reformed and in the process, stripped of his free will. Not a ninja chicken. Now don't get me wrong, this series can have whatever kind of plot it wants to, but come on, this is a series where the little kid versions of cartoon reality stars just mingle. Why is it doing referencing one of the greatest novels of all time according to Time magazine? Well, probably the same thing it was doing referencing Saving Private Ryan in the first episode. And that being whatever the heck it wants to. This had better not have been an excuse to use another chicken pump from Phobia Factor.
Looks like a new pecking order has been established here.
If it was, I'll put the episode in the deep fryer and overcook it. If that was the case. Let's take a look at A Cluckwork Orange. Seriously, what? So it opens with a petting zoo at the daycare being run by...
That, kids, is how you milk a bear.
MacArthur, are you just between jobs? You were a barista last time we saw you, and now you're a zookeeper.
Christ, what's your next job? Teacup tester?
Now, feel free to patrol the mobile petting zoo. Go ahead and pet anything you want. The gator's a real softie.
It's a weirdly solid joke having a petting zoo have creatures like spiders, a porcupine, and an alligator. Why is MacArthur being an irresponsible adult funny when Chef Beam one isn't?
Rainbow juice, come out, wherever you want.
Well, if you're a fan of Total Drama like I am, it's because we already know about Chef's lack of care for other living things.
Where's the food?
You're looking at it.
This is the leftover garbage from this morning's breakfast.
What I'm trying to say is we've seen this joke before, but MacArthur taking on that role is actually a little more fresh in my opinion.
The gator's a real softie, but be careful with the chicken. He's a bad hombre.
And that's why I've left her out in the open with no coop and every means of escaping. That being said, she's not completely irresponsible. She protects the kids from the pecking chicken and Beth from getting inside the alligator's mouth.
How else am I supposed to fill this nasty cavity? Duh!
Never smile at a crocodile. No, you can't get friendly with a crocodile.
Meanwhile...
I thought so. You're not bad, you're just misunderstood.
That's not disturbing in the slightest. That was love. And not in a mother hen with baby chick sort of way despite that visual, but full on getting Valentine's and kissing love. I mean, hearts from all around them like an ad for a picture frame. In what situations do you see such strong romantic images happen in a mother-child relationship? Well, that should prove my point completely then. What the hell? There's no way all this EOE stuff can be forgotten now. Not even with a funny joke.
Now everybody go wash your hands extra well before lunch, because animals are dirty, dirty creatures.
Now everybody wash up extra well before we leave, because children are dirty, dirty creatures.
Darn it, you dare on this card somehow.
Cody, stop sucking your thumb. You were just petting a Wolverine.
Halt! You Wolverine germs shall not pass!
Bah. Kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must have just got back from vacation because there's a lot to unpack here. I don't apologize for that joke whatsoever. First off, hey, Cody actually talks in this show. I was beginning to think he had as much dialogue as Justin.
Gorgeous. I can't speak a word.
But not only does he talk, he's all sorts of... Aww. Second, oh yeah, there was a Wolverine in that petting zoo.
Who's a good Wolverine? Who's a good Wolverine?
How did I forget that? Oh right, because of this. How old am I again? And third, yeah, we have this for a side plot too, having Cody turn into a werewolf.
I don't remember eating all this hair.
Aw, I
I'm gonna call him Nestor.
I call it the strangest part of this episode, but then again... Whose room am I in? Ow! Oh my god, I gotta stop looking at that clip or else I'll become as amnesiac as Wolverine. Oh, but I'm gonna get a few reminders as the chicken started weighing Jude's lunch and wants Jude to keep him.
No, I can't keep you here. Chef will see you and flip out. Hide you using a variety of disguises? That might work.
You know, I hate to say this, but out of all the returning voice actors, Christian Potenza is doing the absolute worst job of sounding like a little kid. I know most of these kids are voiced by adults, as are many kids in cartoons nowadays, but the other characters have their voices pitched up just high enough to sound younger.
That was really irresponsible of you. I like the way it challenges my gross motor development.
And it only cost me $78 in quarters.
How are we supposed to know fish don't like soapy water?
Even Drew Nelson, who again sounds like someone mocking Johnny Test,
What's the point of showing us your Uber ball if you're not gonna bounce it?
at least sounds like a 4-year-old.
I feel weird calling you chicken, cause people eat chicken. I know. I'll call you Nugget.
Here, well, the irony is he sounds the way 16-year-old Jude should sound. No, seriously, listen to these clips back to back of older Jude and younger Jude.
I never had a dog or a cat or anything, but I'm ready to be a pet owner.
No offense, dude, but I think maybe you forget what it's like to be 16.
Am I the only one who thinks that teenage Jude just sounds like Chris McClane as a skater?
Think way back to those days when you were 16.
He doesn't seem at all like a teenager, but 4-year-old Jude somehow sounds exactly 16.
Lunch, the most second meal of the day.
A very stoned 16, but that's very obviously what Jude's character is anyways. So Christian voicing the character at all when a clear kid is voicing Cody makes no sense. Oh, that's right, and for some reason he couldn't voice Chris. Well, yes he could have, but they instead brought back Chef, voiced by someone different as opposed to the actual returning voice actor just revoicing his most popular character. This episode is called a Cluckwork, or and since when am I looking for stuff to make sense? You wanna know what else makes no sense? This montage of Chef having quote-unquote hallucinations involving Jude and Nugget. This doesn't remind me of Ratatouille at all.
I just dropped my keys.
But no, the part that makes no sense, it leads to a funny joke.
I'm seeing chickens. My vision book says that means I'm afraid of commitment. Well, I'm not afraid to commit anymore. Beverly, it's Chef. No more renting. I'm gonna buy that tuba.
Wow, the setup, timing, and pacing for that joke were absolutely perfect. From jumping to weird conclusions to making it look like Chef is calling to commit to a relationship with Beverly when in fact...
No more renting. I'm gonna buy that tuba.
This show's quality fluctuates so much it gave a stockbroker a heart attack. Meanwhile, the chicken causes mayhem, stealing Courtney's lunch, but Jude tries to defend her.
I was making sure none of my food groups were touching when your chicken did this to me.
Well, if your lunch had chicken in it, maybe Nugget was trying to rescue it.
It was tuna.
Well, that distinction is confusing if you're Jessica Simpson.
Is this chicken what I have, or is this fish? I know it's tuna, but it says chicken by the sea.
Now what am I gonna eat for lunch?
Take mine. Don't tell Nugget about the egg salad.
Even counting her elimination in basic straining, and her vengeance against Harold in Hawk Capture, I don't think I've ever seen Courtney that angry before. And I doubt I will ever see her this angry again. Courtney's gonna stay completely calm the rest of her Total Drama career, and we have no reason to worry about her becoming a future movie psychopath. It's not like she's done anything extreme in this series. Meanwhile, in the middle of the day with neither a full moon nor any transition, Cody becomes a werewolf. Well, as long as he doesn't star in any movie musical, we're in the clear. Meanwhile, Nugget destroys Harold's block city.
No! That's the secret ninja headquarters! Godzilla!
Sorry?
Godzilla!
Have you seen
Your feathered fiend? Yes, it just went Chickzilla all over Harold Town.
I'm sure it was an accident.
Okay, are you expecting us to believe that they're just going to ignore Cody as a werewolf to argue about whether a chicken is secretly an evil monster? That kind of thing only happens in cartoons.
That cat tastes nice, and the close that school because there's an outbreak of mice. Owen, did you just turn into an angry chicken?
Izzy, what do you think this is, an episode of The Muppet Show? Specifically the one with Roger Miller in it?
Where'd you get a little like that?
This causes the kids to band together to give Jude an intervention.
Your chicken is, I'm gonna use a bad word here, okay? Mean.
The F-bomb of Total DramaRama! That's just adorable. It's like hearing the word peeved in My Little Pony.
I am just so peeved right now.
Excuse my language.
Your bad chicken has to go!
Look how generous Nugget is. He laid all these eggs.
Okay, Jay, I know you're 4 years old and a little young for sex ed, but do I have to be one to tell you that female birds lay the eggs?
The females lay the eggs.
Oh, I guess I don't have to be the one to tell you. And yet Nugget is constantly referred to as a boy throughout the episode.
Be careful with the chicken. He's a bad hombre.
He was looking right at me!
Nugget isn't mean or bad. He's just...
The females lay the eggs.
Well, I don't know about that, but not everyone is against Nugget. Bridget, you like Nugget, right? No! Oh! Why do you have nunchucks?
I suppose for the same reason that Harold was carrying them in Phobia Factor. The world may never know. After Nugget fires eggs at them, Bridget gets her first line.
Can someone please tell me what just happened?
Normally I would highlight how this background character finally got a line, but I'd rather focus on what would happen if you took all these scenes with Nugget attacking the kids and put this music over it.
Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
Nah, it's still a stupid tie-in. This, of course, convinces Jude to get rid of Nugget, which he does. On the roof? Okay, I know getting out the front door is difficult in this daycare, unless you're Courtney, ironically. But getting to the roof was easier than just opening a window or something. I mean, I know you're all kids, but this episode is called a Cluckwork Orange, since when am I looking for stuff to make sense? Defer complaints about logic to that.
Now fly! Fly away!
Can chickens fly?
No, they can't.
Well, technically they can, just not long enough for them to take flight, so to speak.
Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees. Totally impractical, they all do it.
And when it looks like the end for Jude. Oh yeah, that subplot needed a point in this story.
It's finger licking good.
Oh, for the record, we never see a resolution of that plot. We never see Cody turn back from a werewolf or anything. So we'll liken it to Timmy Turner's heat vision. It can come back at any point if the writers feel it's convenient for the plot. And what was the takeaway from all of this?
I learned a valuable lesson from all this. Egg salad makes me...
Ew.
Well, I still like that ending better than Phobia Factors. I just wish there was something funnier we could have ended
The
on.
more important lesson, you can't keep a violent wild animal in a daycare. You can't? Hurry, Suzanne! Hide in here!
Ah, no! Mandated to my tuba!
Well, thank you for fulfilling my request there, but what the belt loops did I just watch? I think I described this episode the same way I describe a wild animal. Crazy, unpredictable, and will probably give you rabies. Well, okay, not that last part, but also like a wild animal. It's impossible to keep under control. This show is really showcasing some strong jokes, but then it also shows the most ridiculous story elements. I legit don't know how to categorize this show. There are problems all throughout the episode, but calling it bad is still not fair to it. It's got passion, it's got effort, and occasionally that passion and effort pays off. It's really all over the place, and I'm not sure Alex DeLarge would see it as, how'd he put it again?
Bliss and heaven. Oh, it was gorgeousness and gorgeosity made flesh.
Yeah, it's definitely not that. But even given that title, if you're expecting logic and sophistication from this episode, then flying the coop might be exactly what you'll do by the end. And next week, Total Drama Reviews is back on, and something more plot consistent is exactly what I need after this. So, are you in for another dramatic elimination? Don't do this to me, man. Don't give me another brunch disgustingness!